The governor has been out of control, and he shut down the economy. He shut down the restaurants, the churches, you name it, religious schools. He just has gone to town shutting things down. But that's caused like a recession or a depression in our restaurant industry and our hotels. They've kept schools closed. We've got to open the schools. There's no science that says the schools should be closed. So the state legislature took back some of the governor's power. They gave it to him and they took it back. This was a good move. The science on the schools has been clear for 9 months. I told Dr. Fauci about this 9 months ago. I showed him the studies from around the world. He tended to kind of lean in our direction, but now with the new administration, he leans back and then he leans forward. He can't decide where he is on the schools, but schools need to open. There was a study that we tweeted out today from the University of Chicago, a study of thousands of school children. It found virtually 0 infections from the kids, and it found 0 infections from the teachers. It's been safe to go back to school for a long time. Interestingly, in this study, the kids were not separated by social distancing. They did wear masks, but they didn't have any special ventilation put into the schools. So some have been saying, oh, we can't go back to schools until we make the schools 4 times larger so the kids can be 6 feet away. You don't need it. It doesn't work. It's not scientific. Kids need to go back to school. They don't get sick from this disease, and we're conquering the disease through vaccine and through natural immunity now. So I think we just need to get moved on with this. But we have a lot of petty tyrants in government, including our governor, who have decided they think they know what's best for all of us. And really, these decisions in a free society are made by each individual. In a free society, you get to decide what your risks are, and you get to make your decisions accordingly, because they're different, frankly. Under 25, the death rate from this disease was less than 1 in a million, less than the seasonal flu. Over 80, maybe 15 times worse than the seasonal flu. The death rate was significant over 80, particularly in nursing homes. And that's why it's been such a scandal with Governor Cuomo in New York, who basically took all the patients who had, all the elderly patients that were diagnosed with COVID, and he put them back in the nursing homes, seeding the nursing homes. Then he lied about it. So it was important what happened during the beginning of COVID, but right now we're getting over it. We need to get back to normal, and we need to let free individuals in a free society make some of these decisions. With regard to this latest COVID bill, there were a couple things that really upset me in there. We had a vote to try to not send checks to people in jail. You know, this is free money shouldn't be sent. You rob a liquor store and you go to jail. Should you get free money? I mean, that's ridiculous. So we had a vote, and it was party line. Every Democrat voted to send money to people in jail. Every Republican said that's not something we should do with our money. You shouldn't get a present or a gift while you're in jail. We also have had some votes recently on dead people receiving checks. Now, you think we're making that up. How could that be? But in the summertime, 1.1 million dead people got stimulus checks for over $1 billion. I introduced legislation. I got it to the Senate floor. We got it passed unanimously in the Senate. But then a senator got unhappy, and he ran to the House, and he got the House to block it. So what ended up happening is they came back and they said, oh, well, we can stop paying checks to dead people, but only if we do it over a 3-year period. And I'm like, really? You want to keep sending checks to dead people over 3 years, and it's going to take you 3 years to fix this? See, this is why people get frustrated with government. If government can't even stop sending checks to dead people and can't fix it in less than 3 years, maybe a lot of these people ought to be fired. Maybe we ought to change a lot of folks if they can't do it. But the bill to fix this was opposed ultimately by Democrats, and we didn't get it through. We got through one that's going to fix it in 3 years. But that to me is still disappointing. But I think what we need to do is all pull together, support each other, and open the economy. It's time to end these lockdowns. It's time to move on. It's time to try to encourage people who are vulnerable to take the vaccine, and let's move on with our lives. Let's try to get back to normal as quickly as possible. I am positive that we are going to thrive in Kentucky and that our country will thrive. We have such a great country with such a great backbone of the Constitution and those freedoms that are enshrined there that we can thrive again. I want to be part of that. I want to hear from you on how we can do a better job and what we can do to help you in Kentucky. So with that, why don't we